What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 17 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Archaon the Everchosen campaign. So as we saw last time, Sigvald may be gone. We know that he has an army around somewhere, but we don't know where it is, and all we can hope is that he revives himself. Otherwise, between Wulfric and Valkia attacking his last territories, we weren't able to take them ourselves. Alas, perhaps he was always fated to be inferior to Azazel. In addition to that, we have pretty much destroyed Clan Rictus here, and we'll be taking on Crookback Mountain and vassalizing them. Next turn, one interesting point is that Crookback Mountain is tier 5, and our other Skaven ally, Clan Moors, their highest tier is tier 3, so Rictus outdid them by a fairly considerable amount, probably by not expanding. And in addition, at 1100 money they make, they have one settlement making basically as much as all the settlements of Moors put together, which is also quite interesting. So well done to Rictus for that one settlement. And just out of curiosity, Cunlin is at tier 4, which is still a little bit better than Moors, but not so much in terms of their cash. Anyway, in addition to that, we declared war on Village, and Kolik Suneater did manage to rip his army to shreds, you say, and we will be moving on to the Red Fortress to vassalize, or rather confederate him ASAP, and then sent Village fighting Chaos Dwarfs, and then probably dealing with the resurgence of Grimgor's orcs. And we'll probably have time to send him up to fight some Nurgle here to take out the Magathkin and make their Dark Fortress ours, but then otherwise move them down here and then on through the Darklands. Anyway, now let's see what we gotta do this time around. Now, Azazel. I was going to potentially attack Valkia, but at the same time, and there's a couple things that we may want to do. First of all, we know that the last army of what's-his-face is around here somewhere. I'm looking for a camp. Yeah, we can't see it here. Now the question is, how do we act? We want them to take one of these places, or possibly even take one of our territories and then occupy it. I feel like we could move out here with Azazel, but if we do, we might prod them into trying to attack Azazel, or prod them to try to run away, which may not necessarily be the good idea. I don't know how the AI behaves when it has no territories and there's an enemy army nearby, as opposed to an enemy settlement. If there's an enemy settlement, they immediately try to take it. I don't want to interfere with that, because we may still be able to snatch Sigvald out of the jaws of death. So here's what we'll do. Jaeger, you're going to return to the Frozen City. We have to transfer Freaks on a Leash and these Marauders back to Azazel anyway. Ooh, actually, I have an idea. Transfer the Freaks on a Leash. Don't transfer the Marauders. Take both of these guys, the Flamers, for your own army. We'll leave... actually, no, that won't work. You know what? Transfer both. Yeah, transfer both for now. And I take it you can't go into regular stance yet? No, you cannot. Although you don't need the Slugstone. I'm thinking... we'll want Azazel to recruit some Demonettes. Exquisite Pain, some Exalted Demonettes, in fact, which we can recruit from the Exquisite Pain. They could work fairly nicely as the hammer to the anvil of the Hell Scourges. There are other types of units that would go in there. The thing is, I was planning to get both the Fiends of Slaanesh and the Keeper, no, not the Keeper of Secrets, and the Soul Grinders in that particular army. And they are buffed by Savage Bloodlust, which is the same tree. It's not the same tree as the Demonettes, though. Which are buffed by... wait, what are they buffed by? Where are Demonettes here? Demonettes are buffed by the same... okay, yeah, then that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I know what his army is gonna look like. Plan made. Azazel stay there. Try not to unnerve anybody, i.e. Sigvald's remaining forces, if they're nearby. I hope they didn't die. I mean, but how would they have? There's nobody here. They destroyed the Shard Bastion and Shagrath. Well, you know what? We'll see when we end the turn. I'm just guessing at this point, so I could keep guessing all day, and we never know anyway. Kuchar, you're going to maintain your siege of Kunlun, and we're going to hope that they sally out and attack you. And Karan the Black. you are moving to Archaon to be his last hero, right? Where is Archaon? Should be right here. Oh, right, I did the Mount Silver Spear little tiny battle in between the episodes, because otherwise it would have killed off our poor giants. Yeah, Archaon, you're out of space for this last hero. We were going to get rid of the Hell Cannon. Oh man, we're going to need to get a Lord or Hero nearby in order to transfer the Hell Cannon to. And I guess that'll be another new army. And maybe that'll be sort of an offshoot army of yours, an all undivided army. I was originally going to kind of make Kagan do that, but there are some Nurgle Marauders here. Maybe Kagan will have just like a pile of Marauders. And then just use various different types of units from various gods. Anyway, that looks like that's it. So let's do the tech, which is going to be the Demonic Pact, which will be hopefully completed next turn, unless something weird happens and give us a reduction in tech. And maybe it's time for a Tech Thief while we're at it. We can build one here, though after this he won't be able to travel very far. What's the best place for a Tech Thief? Probably down here, in fact. Wait, are we able to get sorcerers here at the Altar of the Crimson Harvest? No, meaning... And we could do one here at the Tower of Crack. Although that's a fairly far distance to travel as well, but yeah, there ain't really much closer, so yeah, we'll do this. Tech Thief time. We have plenty of Chaos Sorcerers available. Ooh, there's an Allure of Slaanesh on the Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows available. I like that. Oh, wait. Or do I like that? Huh. Because then we'll go shadows to shadows, which... Huh. What happens if you go shadows to shadows? Like, what happens if you go kindle flame to kindle flame, or mirror and whatever, smoke and mirrors, etc.? Is there a benefit, or are you always better off trying to get the passive from the other, the former adept thing? You know, we'll try it out. I know that I did it last time I played Chaos, I just don't remember what the heck happens. Anyway, I'm digressing about stuff that I don't need to be right now. Let's get one of these guys here to be a Tech Thief. Anybody with a bonus experience trait. Cooldown of spells. Ah, there we go, that's what I want. Kailas Horseman. Experience gain, please. Alright, and we're gonna name you Tech Thief, and if anybody can come up with a nice Chaos variant of Tech Thief, I would appreciate it. There we go. Alright, and now we end the turn. Path to Glory available, skip. Building upgrades, fine. Damage buildings and assign skill points. Imminent Rebellion. Alright, we're starting to suffer a little bit of public order issues in a few places. The Imminent Rebellion is going to happen at Terracotta Graveyard, because that's the last place we took. Meaning you should actually be in range of it, so we'll be fine. Alright, Outpost upgrade available, we can skip for now, as I don't want to pay for it. Let's see if Vermich decides to sally out. Draj, what you want, buddy? You know what I want you to do? I want you to actually take these places. Don't make Archaon go down there, man. But I fear that he's gonna. At least he's willing to pay us plenty of cash for that trade agreement. And I can see why factions just don't tend to get killed by the AI, because clearly... And Draj isn't killing off Imric, and Moors isn't killing off Imric. Somebody kill off Imric. Archaon already did all the work, and oh my. Kunlun, not gonna sally out. Huh, weird. Let's see. Warrior's Hall completed A Tale of the True Path. Great, we've already read that one. And... I don't remember whether we've read this version of Parchment and Ink, so let's give it a read. The Blue Scribes may have just slipped your grasp, but a show of force is not the only way to entice them to your side. They have been given an impossible task in recording every fragment of magic they can find, for possibilities have multiplied in mortal hands. Perhaps the Shamans of Chaos could offer these wandering wizards with assistance, and provide them a place in the mortal realm capable of housing their surplus spells. Swell. And hello. The Blue Scribes marvel at the vast library before them, eager to fill it to the brim with all manner of destructive magic and abilities. Their bickering, however, is endlessly tiresome. While one yearns to join us in our path to ruin, destroying the mortal world, the other longs for the towering halls of your library, eager to continue transcribing their mess of jumbled scrolls in Tzeentch's honor. Although the constant argument has been the cause of several headaches, they do raise an interesting proposition. You could lead the these harbingers of chaos into battle where their records will be written in the blood of your foes, yet perhaps their work is better suited to your libraries, and where their collection of occult power is sure to grow under their watch. So, we got 2 rewards, both of them give us the blue scribes. Reward 1 gives us +5 winds of magic per turn faction-wide, so good for all of our armies, and a cooldown reduction for Tzeentchian metal. And the other one gives us XP specifically for Tzeentchian stuff. And buffs for horrors. Okay, now obviously this is useless to us because we don't have a Tzeentch army. Allow the blue scribes to take residence in your libraries, offering them enough space to achieve their task. And, okay, yeah, so the issue is they will spawn on Archaon, and we're not going to have them in Archaon's army. I mean, we could, but he really doesn't need them, let's face it. Demonic Pact, control all authority, very nice, very nice. And what do we have to do here? A Tale of the True Path, we need Chaos Warriors and Chaos Knights, and just various stuff of Tzeentch. We're working on it, game. Alright, everything keeps pushing us to do Tzeentchy stuff. Alright, the noble breath of the wandering knight is carried as a whisper upon the winds, speaking of a tall monolith he has encountered deep in the chaos wastes that holds history, magic, and prophecy. Yet standing between the knight and the answers leading him to chaos's embrace is a bloodthirsty doombull and his warherd. If this warrior is ever to reach his full potential in Tzeentch's estimations, we must provide him with the assistance he might require to reach the revelation he seeks. Well, swell for him. The Sentinels receives Plague. I don't think we care. Scribblings of the Scribes. The Blue Scribes have begun creating a repository of madness within the library, expanding their occult collection day by day. The Architect of Fate is sure to delight in this bounteous trove of magic, for the agents of change are now free to make use of it, reveling in its power. With the Blue Scribes at your side, the arcane spirit of Tzeentch is always at hand. With every parchment-filled new magics lie at your disposal, certain to make the enemies of change quake in fear. Well, that's swell. The question is, where do we send them? Vulnerable through change would... Okay, so they buff other horrors, which makes sense considering they're blue horrors. I like the campaign movement range. That's a nice. Yeah, increase the steel tech. Well, that's nice. That's nice as well. Not that we're going to use them to be tech thieves, although if they're not going to enter Archaon's army right now... Wait. Archaon, you can reach Crookback. Yeah, you're fine. Alright, wait, go here. We could do one tech thievery, right? We'll probably send them to Village, although Village probably won't have a pile of horrors in his army, so... failure. Come on, Blue Scribes. You gotta try a little harder than that. I was about to say, maybe we should send Archaon to go to Crookback Mountain, but at the same time, Astrogruel, you're not capable of siege attacking, meaning this is useless. Alright, fine. Archaon, go to Crookback Mountain, then? Yeah, despoil, my friend. Despoil all you want. And we can auto-resolve this, but I think we'll still move Astrogruel in just to provide a little bit, not of help, but more power to the auto-resolve. This will hopefully prevent the additional damage to the giants so that we can heal them over the next couple of turns. Alright. And will this kill any of the hobgobs? Yes, it will actually kill several of the hobgobs. Game. Alright, fine, move away. I feel bad, although I know that it'll return to our allies, but we can still make use of this army, that's the thing, so just go here. Maybe chase down this little Skaven army. Alright, Archaon, you're doing it alone, and frankly, we don't need to fight this because we're going to be fighting in Kunlun in a second, and you're going to do this, and we're not going to sack it, we're going to subjugate them. Alright, subjugate them at tier 5, and what do we have here? Breeding stock and hidden lair. I really wish they did the weapons burrow instead. I really, really wish that they did. Oh well. Gulator Chaos Chariot. No. No Chaos Chariot. Chaos Steed. You got knights to lead. And how are our fledgling knights? Just a little bit more XP until they're ready to go. Alright, Archaon, go into March Stance, and I guess you're following Mr. Astrogruel. And you're both going down here, because clearly our allies ain't gonna deal with these guys for us. Alright, now, that was a lot of reading, and... Okay, just before I forget, you, sir, grab a Manticore, which you're going to trade to Kolek, then go for killing this thing. And then you'll meet Kolek over here. I was gonna send you to Pomei, but I guess not right now. And it's a pile of peasants. Oh, it's a little peasant rebellion, isn't that cute? Goodbye, peasants. Reminding me of the Bretonnia campaign, or the Lewin campaign. Path to Glory for Demahar, swell. Path to Glory to Kagan, although we're not keeping Kagan, but still. We should keep Kagan now. Alrighty, you go this way. Alright, Kuchar. Looks like you are in it to win it, sir. You have a fairly decent garrison up against you, but you did build some towers, so at least you can send the Khorne's Chosen and the Cornflakes up those walls. Just out of curiosity, are you guys able to be Chaos Warriors now? They are. And they are able to be Chaos Warriors now. How many of them? Oh, just the 2. Alright, we'll do 2 and then we'll give them Marks of Khorne as soon as we have the branding iron, but this will certainly help us in fighting. Let's give them probably the great weapons so that we have a little bit of armor piercing here. A little bit costly, but what can you do? Ooh, costing us an extra 300 gold per turn. Just for those 2 units. Damn. Certainly steep, but oh well. Pyrrhic victory, apparently. Let's see what we can do about all these ratties. They do have Menace below, but they don't have their Warp Bomb, so not nearly as concerning as it could be. Go.
Requires slaughter, sacrifice, endless war. Let the world drown in blood.
Alrighty, Khorne does indeed require sacrifice and slaughter, and this is why we're taking the settlement by storm, just the way that Khorne intended, heading directly towards it. I love the way that the skull cannons fire while moving as well. It makes for some nice cinematic shots as you charge towards the enemy formation. Anyway, fortunately, we do have Shatterstone, and that means we're in the enemy settlement pretty much immediately. I'm going to charge in and annoy and distract whatever we can, though. Ooh, it looks like the enemy Warp Lightning cannons have found their range and are firing on some of our Marauder horsemen, which are going to be stuck back there for at least a little bit of a while. But oh well, their artillery is firing, but our artillery is mincing infantry, as it tends to do. Going to drop some piercing bolts of burning down upon the enemy crowded around the gate, because we are trying to destroy it and with our piles of doggos, just because we want more entrances into the city. Alrighty, and both Kuchar and his minion hero are working away at the enemy units. Specifically, they're targeting the Death Globes and Poison Winds, as those are going to be the biggest threats and that we have to deal with. And the Bloodletters that are on top of the Skull Cannons are just generally having a good time. Though they've been having a good time in pretty much every single battle of this army. I really want to get a second Skull Cannon in this army as soon as possible. Just so that these guys have some friends. Plus, I feel like the fast-moving artillery that can sort of keep pace with the Flesh Hounds, keep pace with the Blood Hunt, does feel right. Anyway, we do have a summoning or 2 available to this particular army. First of all, we have the general summoning of the Chaos Spawn out of our item, but then we also have other summonings available to us via army-bound abilities, which we can use at some point as well. The Hell Cannons, or not Hell Cannons, Skull Cannons are unfortunately starting to take damage as the Warp Lightning cannons have turned on them and begun to fire, so we're going to have to get them out before the Warp Lightnings knock them out for good. But that doesn't matter, as the rest of our forces are very much making their way into the settlement. And I really doubt that the enemy piles of rats are going to be able to hold the Flesh Hounds, much less the Chaos Warriors of Khorne. Speaking of the Chaos Warriors of Khorne, we have arrived on top of the walls with both of the Great Weapon regular Chaos Warriors and the dual weapons. Another summoning comes onto the field as well, and it's time to get the infantry into the action. A big old melee, I think KHORNE would be, KHORNE would be very happy with this particular state of affairs. Though there isn't much to be said tactically about this particular situation, we have a pretty decent beachhead around the enemy gate and are just looking to slaughter our way through the entire blob of ratlings. Alright, gonna try to move our Chaos Trolls forward. The enemy did get the Poison Wind Globadiers that were originally hit by Kuchar to recover with like 10% HP, or to rally rather, and the Trolls are just gonna make sure that they can fire no longer. And big ol' melee continues, however, and will continue for a while yet. We've also moved the Blood Angels, our single unit of halberd-wielding Chaos Warriors of KHORNE, in to fight the artillery crew of the Swarp Lightning Cannon. We have to silence this damn artillery piece. And these guys should be very well adept at it. You know what does surprise me, though? It surprises me that KHORNE has halberds rather than great weapons. It feels like they should have great weapons instead. And I know that Nurgle has great weapons, but I feel like KHORNE would probably lean towards great weapons more than it would towards halberds. More offense, less defense, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit surprising. And Tzeentch already has halberds, so it can fulfill that role. So basically we have two with halberds and only one with great weapons, which is interesting. Especially if you consider things like Doom Bulls and... Now, Doom Bulls have great weapons. Wait, is it Doom Bulls that have... No. Wait. The final tier version of Minotaurs have the... Is it Bulgors? There's too damn many gore types, it's got me confused. They have great weapons as well. The tier 5 Minotaur version. Pretty sure it's Bulgors. Doom Bulls and Gore Bulls are heroes, man. And Bulgors, I think, are the ones I'm referring to. Big ol' angriest Minotaurs of them all. I'm gonna go with Bulgors. Anyway, getting distracted, as I usually do. We are going to continue on this very slaughtery path that we're on, though the balance of power is still about even, and we still have a fair ways to go. The enemy has also 3 sets of Plague Claw catapults back here, which have been firing away at us and annoying our troops down here, which has been a little bit of an issue. So we're going to head Hivold here, our exalted hero, towards one of them. One of the gates is also down to about half HP, and we're going to send the doggos around this way to silence the rest of these Plague Claws, as we can't just have them hitting our blob, or hitting our blob anymore. The enemy, however, will continue to drop spell work down upon us, as Warp Lightnings will at least knock a few of the Chaos Warriors of KHORNE with dual axes to the ground. But it looks like a decent amount of them and got back up. What do we got in terms of spell resistance here, by the way? 25%. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it does make me think that perhaps the additional spell resistance in this particular army would be worth it from the exalted heroes. Anyway, Chaos Warriors of KHORNE and regular Chaos Warriors continue to work together, the great weapons of these guys. Much missed in the Khornate roster. Working away, but these guys are hoping to get their Mark of Khorne and turn into either dual weapons or perhaps the regular variety. Or perhaps more halberds. I guess that's still a little bit closer to the great weapons. Anyway, it looks like we are finally growing in numbers, in the sense that the enemy is now surrounded by our forces in the piles of rats, although the plague monks won't break, are now dwindling. And hey, all the Khornate units will probably really appreciate the fact that the Plague Monks refuse to rout. And man, I think this is the second summon? Wait. Marauders, do we still have the Forsaken on the field? What I'm curious about is this. So we have a Chaos Spawn, this is obviously a summoned unit. And we summoned a unit of Forsaken. Do the Forsaken ones summon disappear? No, they don't. Okay, so they're right there. So the Forsaken and the Chaos Spawn summoned by the army ability don't disappear like summoned units do, but the ones that are summoned by the item that KHORNE currently holds do disappear. You gotta keep that in mind. Anyway, KHORNE moving towards the enemy lord through this blob of enemies that are trying to protect him. It is a Grey Seer Varun, and he has dropped plenty of those Warp Lightnings upon us. 43 kills and 15.7 thousand damage, so it ain't too bad. But KHORNE has finally managed to peel away from the rest of his force and should have no problem killing this Grey Seer as long as he can actually land a few hits. There we go. Now the rats are no longer going to be able to protect him. And he's gonna manage to drop another Warp Lightning, is he somewhere? Yes, indeed he is, and we're gonna take a few more hits, but it's okay. I believe KHORNE to his business, as I'm sure he'll destroy the enemy lord very quickly. The Blood Angels here will work on those enemy units of Night Runners, or these Gutter Runners that remain. And the battle should be pretty much ours. About 70%, 80% maybe closing in our favor. Hivold has destroyed that enemy Plagueclaw. Another enemy Plagueclaw has fallen to the doggos, which have made their way into this settlement. And then the last Plagueclaw will be reached shortly. We're also moving into the settlement from various directions via this ramp here, though it looks like most of the enemy units are running at this point, rather than fighting. Speaking of running, it looks like KHORNE has defeated the enemy lord, and just a few more hits will make sure that he goes. In fact, he's trying to escape, though, weirdly slowly. Why are you two moving so slowly? KHORNE, you hit him, and you stop moving so slow. There we go. I'm not sure what that was, but it works. There we go. Anyway, the enemy lord is defeated. I'm sure that'll be a heck of a morale shock for the little rats. And just gotta find a few more enemies to lay into. Is this a Storm Vermin unit? Indeed it is. Storm Vermin holding off the Chaos Warriors of KHORNE with Dulaxes, though not for long, and I do believe that was a unit that rallied. Chase after him until the enemy army shatters. I'm actually surprised that they haven't shattered at this point. Doesn't look like there are too many enemy units still fighting. The last artillery crew is done for. I guess we're moving this way, and this is where the battle will be decided. And if the battle is decided right around KHORNE, I'm sure that he appreciates that. Lighting up the darkness of the underway with his burning axes and the crackling lightning around that juggernaut of his. Still on the fence about keeping this juggernaut versus the Chaos Steed, but I'll think about it. I do like the juggernaut, though. I think there is an issue with the juggernaut models, is that I think they have some kind of hitbox issue that the steeds don't have as much of, as in these guys have a slightly bigger hitbox, and sometimes, depending on the... Oh, wow. I hadn't seen that Fleshhound animation before. The bigger hitbox of the Juggernaut sometimes makes it difficult for them to actually hit another enemy unit that's big. It's not really a problem against piles of enemies like this, but sometimes they get stuck trying to hit monsters because the hitboxes kind of interfere with each other. Which is certainly something to consider. Anyway, there we go. Apparently a close victory, and we are bound to take damage when we take a settlement in this manner, but KHORNE does demand sacrifice, and sacrifice he got, though as to whether it was truly a close victory, let's find out. Alrighty, there we go. Very, very nice. It's always lovely to take a settlement by storm rather than battering down the walls and towers with artillery, and KHORNE sure had fun. 17k damage on him, considering he's not a spellcasting lord that went pretty darn okay, and he did roughly on par with the Blood Angels there, which is pretty darn good. The Cornflakes and the Corns Chosen didn't get into the battle quite as quickly, unfortunately. One of them was in... actually, they were both in towers, so they took a while by comparison. Maybe I shouldn't have even bothered with the towers as compared to just making use of the ability to break those walls with the Shatterstone, but anyway, they still did decent. We are going to subjugate you, sir. And there we go, more buffs from more of these little minion lords. Though as to whether this place rebels or not, we're going to have to wait and see. No need for exploit vassals here, I guess, and we can probably immediately trade Village of the Moon back. Though I do have a feeling it might rebel. Who knows? It's not like it's of any use to us. And oh, you want us to pay you? Okay, no, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen at all. Let's go into... honestly, it doesn't really matter what we do here, since we're not going to exploit vassals because of the public order issue, but I guess we do have, regardless of the Skaven corruption and that provincial instability issue. Just out of curiosity, is anything built here do public order? No, nothing built here does public order. Well, that's interesting as well. Alright, Kukar, you, sir. You're just out of range of this place, but we're still probably going to send you to it. And then back southward. So yeah, go here, and I guess you can raid it a little bit. The village is going to be quite annoyed with us after all this, but well, what can you do about that? Yeah, just go here. Near it as you can be. Kolek, while I have you as well, I guess we can send you to Pomei. I take it Kagan can't reach it right now, and you can't reach Dragon's Gate, although... we could also probably reach this in, what, 2 turns? We need to be able to reach both Dragon's Gate and... oh, wait. Yeah, I don't think we could do that. If we hit Pomei, which is poorly defended... I was just wondering whether it would be better to just go through Turtle Gate and go directly for the Red Fortress, but the thing is we have to leave Red Fortress to last, so all we'd end up doing most likely is besieging it, and just having Kolek wait there. Not necessarily the worst thing in the world. I guess he could raid for a couple turns while he moves there. You can't take Dragon's Gate anyway, but Kukar certainly can, but he'd need a couple turns, which would take a while. Fine, just go to Pomei. Kolek, you're just gonna be way faster at it. We can just have Kukar start moving back. In 3 turns, the Western provinces will declare war on us anyway, so yeah. And because that's the amount of time since we... since the 10-turn thing will be up. Anyway, occupy Pomei. We want the... what the heck is this? Twisted Relic? No. We want the marble here. I'm almost tempted to keep Terracotta Graveyard. In fact, while we're at it, go into... oh, this gives us campaign movement range as well. Alright, fine. Go exploit vassals briefly, but then we'll delete that later. Don't bother repairing. It'll repair itself over time, or otherwise we'll repair it when I feel like we can afford to spend it. What? Ooh. Oh, he is back. Okay. He's back. He's not under threat to anybody. It worked out. Oh, I'm so happy. I didn't think that would work. Beautiful. It's a beautiful day. Shagrath? Wait, is this the only settlement he has? Yes, it is. Well, thank you for reviving yourself, good sir. And he does have an army, but it's not much of one. I don't think we're gonna bother with it. Close victory. Oh! It'll kill the freaks on a leash again. Off it. Game, what about if we do this? No, still kill them. What about if we do this? Huh. We give the banner to these guys, and now it won't kill them. Well, that's interesting. Alright, works for me. Works for me indeed. And then we will enforce Confederation. Oh, nice try, Valk. Yeah, you almost screwed us. Almost. And the Confederation is ours, so the territory is ours. We do not need to build anything, because we will be giving it to our allies. What we do need to do is figure out how to move now. So first of all, Jaeger, I want you going here, and I want you starting to recruit a few things. Exquisite Pain. And let's get those Exalted Demonettes. We can only get one, but we'll slowly build a contingent of Demonettes for Azazel. Speaking of Azazel, you're going to start moving towards Valkia. And you're healing reasonably well as well. Though frankly, to fight Valkia, we'll probably need the help of Jaeger and some of the Zenitian forces, but well, we'll do that after. Fortress of the Damned. I see that you don't have favor, and we will. And how many turns until you revive? 5 turns. Oh, I guess the counter timer, whatever, resets as soon as you confederate. Interesting. Gifts of Chaos. We do have a new one available to us, and we could start racking up the Hell Cannons. We'll definitely want a couple in a few armies. Everything else is useless because we can't get the War Shrines and we can't get the Shaggoths, with the exception of the Dark Portal, which is great because of the experience gain, but more importantly the Portal Glyph, and I suppose the Crown of Kings is nice as well. I mean, let's do Hail of Hellfire for now. Might even switch to the Crown of Kings next turn, but Archaon is not going to be fighting for a couple of turns anyway. But him transferring more XP is always nice, because he can help everybody else level, and frankly, he's going to be still fighting the toughest fights. So yeah, alright, you, Gulator, to Shipwreck. You've got places to be. And explore the island, find us something good if you would. Let's get sacrifice captives here. Let's see what we got. Probably 8,000 gold. Yeah, it's 8,000 gold. Alright. You can then go into March Stance, and then you can land here at the Winter Pyre. These guys aren't really allies anymore, so we won't... Or will we heal here? Find out. Yeah, we'll still heal here. Alright, and we should be able to reach Molder and then vassalize them as well. Just gotta make sure. And then you have 4 settlements, alright. And we still have, what, 8 turns on you? It doesn't even say how many turns. Oh, it's doing that thing. It's counting the military access, which we can't get rid of, as a reason to not... Wow, we're gonna have to betray that alliance. That'll tank our reliability. Damn, Throg, you've been annoying for this entire campaign. First you got too strong, and now we can't attack you without tanking our reliability, but oh well, what can you do? It'll be worth 3 Dark Fortresses, even though it'll be a long time until our reliability recovers. Anyway, Garrulus, you're heading to join Kolek as he needs a Sorcerer. Tech Thief, you are going to head to thief some techs. Free level at Scout Ruins here at Zoishank while we're at it. There we go, and what do we have here? Just a little tiny Molder settlement. Huh, yeah, we got something of a garrison, so not nothing. Alright, and I believe that's everybody. Now, Azazel, we do want you to get another Sorcerer, which we'll be able to recruit next turn, but otherwise, you can do nothing. Anybody else need a hero? Well, we do need an Exalted Hero for Kolek, a second one. But it'll be a while, because frankly, everybody needs Exalted Heroes. Well, a lot of armies, let's say, need Exalted Heroes, and we don't have the capacity. Let's do the building. Let's also go with that C-Ring Branding Iron to reward Kuchar. And let's build what we can. Carrick Doom, yes to the next level. 7.5k, pretty expensive, but we do have money now. Upgrade that Treasure House. Tier 4 now. Pretty expensive as well. We can hold off on the Shaman's Temple, because frankly it doesn't actually offer much, an extra 5% money. Recruit rank +1 for all units, own armies in region. Ooh, no, okay, yeah, that doesn't matter. We can start moving through the Worshipper's Tree. I wish the Public Order was a little bit better here, but since it has a Vassal Emissary, we can go for Thralls rather than the Chaos Temple. Alright, you're good. Coldmires, you're good. Mountains, you're good. Chimera Plateau looking good to me. Ah, Tower of Crack. 6.8k on those worshippers, huh? Expensive just for 5% tribute, but nonetheless, all the money we can get. More money means more money. Silver Tower of Sorcerers, yes to the loot heap. You already have the thing there. And I think we have to go for Public Order here, so that's either Vassal Emissary, which is Infernius plus Shard Bastion, which isn't much. I'm tempted to say we're better off just building a war shrine, although it won't actually provide nearly as much public order as the vassal emissary will. Alright, fine, vassal emissary for now. I might delete a few vassal emissaries at some point, once the public order is less problematic. Nangao, you could do the public order. Oh wow, you need. Okay, you know what? You are also probably not going to go for the vassal emissary, mostly because it's probably not going to be that useful. Although, -6, eh? If we give you a Temple of Undivided or a War Shrine of Dark Favor and then turn this off, that'll be the 2 that we need in terms of public order. It's not great, though. But yeah, we'll need to do a mission relatively shortly to counteract all these public order problems that we currently have. Since we're not really building the public order buildings, not much we can do about that right now, though. -11, damn. Provinces with low control, collected income. Oh, because we have other provinces with low control, it's compounding the effect. Yeah, we're gonna need to do some missions with Archaon. And to get that plus 25 control and counteract all this. For now, though, let's get your favor. And will Vassal Emissary be useful here? It's got potential. City of Shigangan cannot Pome. Definitely Haichai if we keep these guys as vassals. And we could be making a lot of money there. So yeah, Vassal Emissary it is. After spices. Well, actually, no. We'll start with the Vassal Emissary, because otherwise the public order will hurt us again. Or continue hurting us. Hurt us more. They're all, once again, their effects are starting to compound all over the place, so let's not allow them to screw us. Alright. Now, Archaon, are you too damaged to fight an... Yeah, you're too damaged to fight one right now. Alright, now I just want to double check that we don't have a rebellion incoming somewhere. Now we're looking okay for a few more turns. Alright, skip. Commandment available, not skip. Let's go for we don't need exploit vassals here. We can go for... I don't know, they've come to the wrong place. We could go for foster cults for the casualty replenishment. We won't be in this territory next turn anyway, but nonetheless. Portent of Doom. Oh, we have a bunch of... Oh, we have Skaven Plagues here. Oh, no. I really hope that doesn't transfer to Archaon's army. Now, that would be a real unfortunate end turn. Alright, let's see if I forgot anybody. Ooh, Thorax down there. Zatan, you gonna... No, he just wants a trade. I was about to say, is he gonna declare war on us? On the bright side, I think Kuhar hasn't yet defeated Zhao Ming. He's defeated Miao Ying, which means going southward and starting the assault on them would make sense. A couple of Chaos War Shrines, couple of gifts, a +1 Chaos Sorcerer capacity, or a Cataclysm ability. I don't care so much about that. Let's do a War Shrine. The regular Chaos War Shrines aren't as good, let's say. And generally, obviously, you'd just prefer using sorcerers rather than shrines. Especially the regular Chaos War Shrine, you're probably better off just using a sorcerer. But on the other hand, it's not like we really care about the additional gifts. Although I suppose this would allow us to get a bunch of free, well, not free, but very cheap hell cannons. But at the end of the day, we're just going to use more sorcerers. Now, let's look to the long term. My underlings, more sorcerer capacity. Always, ever, more sorcerer capacity. Also, we can trade you Mount Greyhag back, since we have no use for it. Trade. Mount Greyhag. No, Mount Greyhag. Oh, you still want us to pay you? You're lucky that this trade is worth a very solid amount of money. Thank you, Tretch. Be a good little minion. Alright, great. Archaon. I need to heal for at least one more turn, I think. And, ooh, Imric's recovered. Draj is going to lose that army, no doubt. Because it's sad and pathetic, but whatever. Archaon, you can heal for one more turn, and then we might actually be able to do one of his quest battles. Well, after he heals to full. Once again, I remember Archaon's quest battles being fairly tough compared to a few others. Now you could still be useful. We could use you to take Ashridge Mountains and allow Archaon to continue moving, so let's keep you nearby. I was gonna say give them back, give this army back, but it's alright. Alright, that looks good to me. Azazel, you're up next. You're headed to deal with Valkia, and man, I wish you were healing up a little bit more. And would you please go and occupy this territory before somebody kills you, man? You can reach Dargoth, not quite.
Ravage them.
Just, really, you're just out of range? He's just out of range, isn't he? Okay, fine. I guess if we're going there anyway. Oh, you can't leave the settlement anyway. Alright, fine. Go into a camp stance, heal up a little bit more, and stay in our own territory.
Enough dalliance.
We'll transfer that unit of demonettes to you afterwards. And I see Valkia is gone. I do have to wonder where she is. Yeah, these guys are gonna get themselves killed. They absolutely are. It'll be one less vassal for us, I guess, since we can't directly trade or can we?
Straight to business.
No. I was hoping that you could trade them because they're ancestral grounds or whatever. Norscan homelands, whatever. Close enough. Oh well, in Gulator you've got still places to be. A little bit of a ways to travel, but on the way to fight the rats there. Kolek. I guess you can grab the gate here since Kagan can't do anything about it.
You have my promise.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it. Alright, fine. Head to Dragon Gate. It looks like you're probably going to have another match with a village. And this is most certainly not worth fighting. I'm sure you'll take damage, but not enough for us to be concerned about it. I feel like we get no benefits out of holding gates. I'm not 100% on it, but I feel like we don't. Either way, sack it. And occupy it. I'm pretty sure you'll just take it at level 1. Maybe we could trade it to Village's ally or something. Kept the lookout post. What does it do? Nah, nothing. We'll just give it to the... Oh, we don't need to waste money on repairing that. We'll just give it to the USAC. Yeah, again. I wanted to trade these manticores. And then... Yeah, alright. You, sir. Go to Mingzhu. Take that. And I'll resolve it. A little bit of damage. Occupied briefly. And then we'll transfer it elsewhere. Imperial Road is now fully ours, so we'll exploit the vassals. Kagan, you are moving here. And then the both of you, to a degree, are headed to village. And by the both of you, I mean Kolek with some of your troops. Alright, looks good. Karan the Black. You are set to meet Archaon. You can meet him down here. A little bit of a long travel time for you, but that's fine. And then you are going to Kolek, so you can go this way. Tech Thief, guess what you're going to do? Wait, do we actually want to piss off Molder? I mean, not necessarily. Guess we could start moving down here. Yeah, it's a couple turns, fine. Watch him die immediately. Oh, I wouldn't even be surprised. Blue Scribes, we gotta get you moving, unless we make another army. I mean, and we could put them in a non-Tzeentchian army. Do they actually benefit Tzeentchian units other than the blue horde, than the horrors? Because if they don't, you could be in an undivided army. Just with some horrors, potentially. Yeah, this is just your spell work. Once again, I feel like you should be in Village's army, but... I mean, he will move down here eventually. Alright, fine, go this way. I really, really wish that they, like, heroes would spawn where you tell them to spawn, like it would let you choose instead of always spawning at where your lord is, because it doesn't really help. Anyway, Mount Silver Spear. I fear you're gonna rebel. -8 because of that Skaven corruption, and the Skaven corruption is rising. Yeah, we might have to trade this away to you. Oh well, not a big deal either. Alright, and unassigned skill points, path to glory, building upgrades, outpost upgrades, damaged buildings, commandments, once again. I don't think we really care about this place. I guess go exploit vassals. The collect income and all that doesn't really matter because it's a gate anyway. And once again, we have buildings to be building. Alright, Deadwood, yes, favor. Beautiful. We have no need to actually upgrade these things, so they can stay as they are, rather than waste the money on them. You're fine, you're fine. A little bit more admin this episode than I'm used to in Archaon's campaign. He tends to fight a lot. But at least this way we're advancing the turns a little bit, and that'll mean more units that we haven't gotten to screw around with. You gotta get that army variety. Varietying. It's a word, I swear. Fortress of the Damned, and hey, at least we're getting plenty of upgrades now, so we have good places to spend our money. I'll probably trade a few of these other territories away to allies, but I'll do it between the episodes just so that I don't have to waste screen time on it. You are going to go for... Do we need the Vassal Emissary here? Well, there's a few territories. Oh, let me guess. Gates of Jar won't benefit from it. Is this Crookback Mountain, or is this Mount Grey? Oh, it is Crookback Mountain. You know what? Yeah, then that'll buff up Village. Or not Village. Tretch. Those names aren't similar at all. I guess they both have a ch. Oh, which is what made me confused. Good job, Ruinous. Alright, also, you definitely don't need Exploit Vassals, because you're not building anything here. Local Warband and recruitment. I feel like Exploit Vassals could also... Or there should be like a commandment that buffs all vassal upkeep or income. And that would be nice. Especially since this is a faction where you're fairly likely to make a use of those types of territories. And man, look at our public order. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. Alright, quick check for Diplo. Not to worry, we'll get another fight going. The village wants peace, but he needs to be confederated. Are you still... He still refuses to break that. Okay, what if we ask... Wait, 1 second, I have an idea.
Consort of KHORNE.
Just a double check if there's anything useful here, but no, there doesn't look like it. What if we talk to Molder? And then we ask... Break non-aggression, break trade, break defense. Oh, you can't even ask to break a military axe. Okay, well then that's useless. Oh well. Oh well, that's about it. I guess we're ending the turn again and headed towards Valkia. Hopefully she'll go to Dargoth, though I have a feeling she won't. She's currently at war with Nagaron, but that's about right. Poor Halvthor, Mammoth Rider, you're gonna die, sir. You should have listened to go after the Shard Bastion. Then we could give you Shagrath. Oh well. End the turn and proceed. Alright, can anybody attack us? I don't think anybody's in range of us unless I'm mistaken. Throt. Oh. I thought he was going to declare war on us, which he probably frankly should have. Should have taken the time to actually attack Gulator while he wasn't expecting it, per se. Although I feel like it's also kind of difficult to ambush an army of Forsaken and Chaos Spawn. In the sense that would they care. Anyway, you are going to trade 2 Manticores, and you're going to trade this Exalted Hero. You're going to grab... Take 2 Doggos and take one of the Marauders? Maybe both of the Marauders? I mean, we'll just end up deleting the Doggos no matter where they go. I think we keep the Marauders of Nurgle in here. Do this, and we'll leave Kolek with 1 space for another hero. Kolek, you're going to march stance through these territories onto the Red Fortress. It looks like it'll take you 2 turns, and by then I'm sure a village will have recovered. Kagan. You know what, actually, you should stick with Kolek for now. Thing is... Stay near him. Hopefully you don't get jumped or teleport ambushed, whatever. Thing is, we'll need somebody to take Granite Spikes just as Kolek takes the Volary. These guys have 4 settlements. Oh, damn. Alright, we're gonna have to be careful. Oh, there's another settlement here. Alright, so we'll take Bloodwind Keep, which I don't remember. Is it a Dark Fortress? Well, I guess we'll find out about that as well. Well, how you doing here, bud? Well, you're causing problems with your public order, with your corruption, that's how you are, but for now we'll deal. Kuchar, you've got places to be, sir. 1 more turn until you have the Searing Branding Irons, so you guys will become Cornate, but you want to sail down the river? Well, maybe not now, but next turnish. You need to go here, to Bamboo Crossing. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's a caravan. I thought it was a full stack. Alright, you've got a long way to go, my friend. Time to bring the hunt to end the rest of Cathay. Where is Imric? Okay, he's standing out here near... Is this an army? Or is this? I think this might be a destroyed army, like it's bugged. Like the army was destroyed, doesn't actually exist anymore. I take it this was Draj's army. That's unless it's ambushing, but I don't think so. You can reach Imric, but he's probably just gonna run from you. There's another army here. Alright, go here to Ashridge Mountains. Like so. And we'll move Archie to reinforce, so that he doesn't have to waste his move on this nonsense. Like so. Now auto resolve it. This better not kill off our giants. Doesn't look like it. And it'll barely damage them. Well, that's just swell. Occupy. Alright, an Armor of Fortune. Hopefully you didn't take that, because we don't want you to have it. You cannot reach Imric. But what you might be able to do is going to ambush right here. Oh, wait, we could also just raid here. Imric, oh wait, he can go around you to kill off Astrogruel. And I don't like that. You know what, go into ambush, protect Astrogruel. He's growing on me. The ambush is unnecessary, but if this guy sets up Bone Gulch, we'll take it, and the Fortress of Vorag as well. Maybe even try to trade Bitter Bay from them in order to give it back to Moors.
This is absurd.
Something along those lines. Valky, she has returned. Well, isn't that beautiful? I was not expecting her to, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Hudakai. Udakai. Oh, alright. I'm so stupid. Path to pain is pleasure. Path to pleasure, pain is pleasure, it's all good. Jaeger, I would like you to get another one of those Exalted Demonettes, but not for now. We will be declaring war on Valkia, who is almost willing to... we could vassalize her, but... I find it odd that you can vassalize, but you can't confederate. Without, you know, beating them into submission. But, oh well, and ooh! Looks like these guys are taking back some of their territory. Interesting. Well, it'll make it easier to vassalize Valkia, I guess. And hopefully she doesn't have enough armies to go for this guy. Oh, I just realized something. What's the likelihood... Well, you can have Ashrag, we don't care about that. What's the likelihood that you can take Dagrak's Son? Probably non-existent. I'm gonna assume non-existent. We gotta get a battle going. Declare war.
You would be wise to give me absolute loyalty.
Wait. We can ask Nagaron to join the war. This way it won't draw these guys into combat and then they won't be at risk. Yes, that's what we do. We join your war against Legion of the Gore Queen. Like so, and we'll get paid for it. Unless, wait, 1 second. I just thought of something. Are we trading with the Hmong?
My fellow
No, okay, because it would have broken the agreement. Nagaron, join war, Legion of the Gore Queen, and go. There we go. Still very high, though we'll not be able to enjoy that for much longer because of Throggy. Zazel. Are we able to upgrade you to Chaos Warriors? No, unfortunately not. Any upgrades? Okay, I wanted to make you into a spawn, but that ain't happening either. You guys are not upgradable into chariots. Man, nobody's upgradable today. Okay, fine. You can use no more gifts because you're at 6 out of 6. Let me power this up in any way. Should also make sure the chromatic abominations are together with the blue scribes, wherever it is they go. Azazel, go. Do we have defenses here? Nope, it'll be a battle though. A decent battle, I'm sure, especially Valkia. The two will duel in the air, but I'm pretty sure Valkia is significantly stronger than Azazel, and yeah, way stronger in terms of fighting, because she's not a caster.
We shall weave the fates.
Pop you right... Wait, this doesn't actually help us in any way. Just go here. Alright, hopefully we don't accidentally lose those demonettes immediately after all that work to get them on field. Anyway, Dargoth, let's do you, shall we? Should be a fun time. Go.
Do you hope to claim victory in battle? I have poisoned gods. You are nothing.
Alright, Azazel always spitting insults at the enemy. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite you, because I don't think you want to one-on-one Valkia. This is her stats without any buffs. 110 armor, 95, 78 melee attack and defense, and weapon strength, 1.1k. She's about on par with Archaon right now, though Archaon doesn't have any points, not a single point yet, invested in his fighty tree. But that's still pretty darn good. Just gotta be careful and with all of that, and figure out how we're going to knock Valkia out of the sky without letting her kill any of our lords or heroes. Anyway, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit as we take position here and begin to annoy the enemy on the flanks here with their marauder horses of Slaanesh. There we go. The enemy Chaos Warhounds is not really something we care about, but if we can get a few javelins into these Chaos chariots before they can accomplish anything, that would be just swell. And the way that we're going to do that is this. The unit, the Freaks on a Leash, the ones that were hurt before, and we're going to send them to charge the enemy. The reason for this was that they have low HP. Thus, they charge in, and then we immediately use them to summon the Forsaken on the field, immediately allowing the Forsaken to surround and hit both the Marauder horses and the Chaos Chariots. Valkia uses her ability there, and I don't think that actually did much of anything to us. But I think this worked out generally well. Unfortunately, though, the enemy hero moves in and applies a Tormentor's Sword to us, keeping the Freaks on a leash, well, on a leash, at least for now, so the Forsaken are going to have to hold, and hopefully we don't lose too many of them. And Azazel is in the middle of the fray now, activating Temptator, as Valkia is around, and we don't want her ripping him out of the sky. The Chaos Chariots are the target, and while Valkia does go after him, he should be okay while we have his abilities up. Plus, we do have our own Tormentor's Sword, which we used upon the enemy here, and it's just an exchange of Tormentor's Swords. Very nice. Anyway, if nothing else, Azazel is much faster than Valkia is, and he can get the heck out of here long before she can chase him down. Look at him just booking it out of there. Oh, that's great. Alright, and in the meantime, the main battle has not yet begun. Azazel returning to the main battle line, wherein the Pillarmen, or rather the two units of Aspiring Champions and the two units of Hell Scourges. Oh wait, the enemy hero, together with the Valkia, are going to make their way in, but the Aspiring Champions should at least have a chance to damage them, together with Azazel helping out, and our other heroes moving into the fray. The rest of the battle is about to begin. The enemy drops a Burning Head. You call yourself a Khornate army, and dropping a Burning Head upon us. Though I guess we have Tzeentch backup, so I don't know if we can be, if we can talk. Anyway, speaking of the Tzeentch backup, we're going to make use of the flames to burninate those bloodletters, while the pink horrors fire over our ranks of marauders and chaos warriors into the enemy range, and destroy them pretty quickly, by the looks of it. Very nice, very nice. Looks like the enemy bloodletters are, however, trying to give chase to our units of flamers. We're going to back them off, rather than allowing the bloodletters to chase them down. And if the bloodletters kill a few of our units of pink horrors in the process, not a big deal. Anyway, we've also sent in our Exalted Demonettes. Too bad we only have the one unit of them so far, but they are armor-piercing and they do quite a bit of damage, plus applying their debuff to the enemy. Minus 10 melee attack from the Charmed, and that should actually combine fairly nicely between the Charm and between Soporific Musk from the Fiends of Slaanesh and the Enfeeble attack from the Soul Grinders, which are all going to be in Azazel's army. The enemy should suffer a massive reduction in both melee attack and all the reductions to their armor-piercing weapon strength or weapon damage and their regular base weapon damage, which I think in combination should be pretty strong in providing us some very solid anvils, while Azazel's chariots go to work. A bit of aerial acrobatics going on now, as a Temptator is active, and the two winged lords face off against each other, though it looks like we're going to have to back Azazel off as soon as Temptator ends, because we can't fight Valkia one-on-one without it up. But not to worry, he'll come back as soon as his abilities cooldown is up. Valkia, instead of chasing him, as it is fruitless, as he is too fast, will drop down and back into the fray, as well he should. The Gore Queen demands more slaughter, but the rest of her army is unfortunately the part that's being slaughtered, while Valkia is being very tough. The rest of her army, and not nearly so much. They've by and large collapsed in their main line, primarily due to the help of the Demonettes here and our Tzeentch helpers, and Azazel will move in to charge a few of the remaining units still fighting. Just a matter of knocking Valkia out now, as well as her mage, apparently. Which I'm surprised that, once again, the Khornate army has suffered to live, but oh well. Alright, and there we go. Just like that, they will shatter. Valkia surprisingly not unbreakable. But it works for us, and while Azazel certainly got hurt, the rest of our army is more or less fine. Okay, the Freaks on a Leash once again did take damage, but, well, that was always going to happen since we sent them in essentially by themselves to force a summon right in the middle of the enemy army. Anyway, a little bit of chasing to do, but we can do it off screen. Well, alright, not too bad. Got plenty of kills on our Exalted Demonettes as well, 81 on them, and in fact that was more than anybody else, which is appropriate. It's even more than Azazel, though I don't imagine they did nearly as much damage because he had all those lashes of Slaanesh to rely upon, but they did more damage than they got kills. Valkia did well as well and had to force, and was able to force rather, Azazel to back off, but that didn't carry the day for her. And yes, what do we have here? 52 and 49 kills on the 2 units of the Hellscourge guys. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Now we are going to... Oh, we can immediately gift this to the Yag... Ah, but... Oh, there's obsidian here, so we won't occupy. I always forget what obsidian does, and... Oh, you know what? The Twisted Relic might be kept here for the next couple of battles, as it'll give us some advantage, but then afterwards we'll build the obsidian here, which will give us... Alright, the buffs for Marauder, Horsemen, and Masters. Which ain't anything crazy, but it'll work. Defeated Valkia gives us more melee attack and armor-piercing damage, and frankly, both of those are nice for a Slaaneshi army, so can hardly complain about it. Well done. Alright, do we want to build or unbuild anything here? We have the Fighter's Lodge here, and I guess we'll keep it for now. Nagrar, I guess Wulfric can keep. In fact, where did Wulfric go? Wulfric? We told you to go to Blacklight Tower. Oh, maybe he tried and died? Maybe his army got killed by the remnants of Sigvald's army? I have no idea. He had a full stack, all those demon units. Maybe I shouldn't have told him. Oh! He must have sacked it, and then right after sacking it, got destroyed. Is that what happened? Huh. Well, that's interesting. We told him to occupy it, and he sacked it. In fact, it doesn't appear to be a target anymore. No. I told him to occupy it, not to... Huh. Not to attack it. Interesting. Well, either way, that doesn't change that we continue moving. Gulator, you are now closing in on the rats here. These armies are probably not worth destroying. We have to take out all these little minor territories first anyway. This one's all the way down here, isn't it? Wait, how many territories again? We have 3. 1, 2, so 3. It has to be this one. Actually, no, it could also be this one, but we have no idea which it is. Or it could be... No, it's probably not Wolfenburg, right? Man, it might be better to move all the way down here first, and then do that. I guess either way you can raid. A little bit of free cash. Yeah, go to Zavastra first, and we'll work our way back up, because at least this way it'll be more difficult for the enemy to just take the territories back immediately. Alright, now that's you. Who else? Karan the Black, still moving to Archaon, though you'll be able to shortly. Archaon, you'll be at full HP next turn, so assuming you can take Emmerich out, we'll probably do a battle at... oh, wow. 2 Dragon Princes and a Star Dragon at the Bone Gulch. Purified Graves of the Dragons. Oh, they have a nice little... they have a nice little landmark here. Oh, good for them. And good for them. Hopefully they can get some good use out of it. Tech Thief, guess where you're going? Go find some techs to thief, and oh, you can check what's at Zavastra. Well, you're well placed, because we need to know where that other Molder territory is. And it's not here. Ah, I was gonna send you all the way down here. Oh, no. It will hopefully be at Plusk then. There's... ugh. What if it's somewhere down here? Damn it, Molder. There was only an easier way to tell where Skaven territories are, but if there is, I don't know it. Alright, Blue Scribes, you still have to get to a Tzeentchian army, so I guess you're going up here until you can find one. And we should probably get a new lord on the field here to sort of be fully undivided, and I want to build those units from the... from these guys. We'll probably do that within the next couple of turns. More armies. KHORNE is up next turn as well. Gifts are... I guess we can switch now. Alright, we got 2 turns. We can switch briefly to Crown of Kings while we get a little bit more buffs. Yeah, let's do that. Crown of Kings. And then we'll switch right back afterwards. The others are probably not going to warrant being changed. Next up, we got buildings to build, and oh, the public order. The terrible public order. Really gotta fix that before it screws us over. Which we will do with the mission, but we need an army to actually be buff enough to be able to take on its mission. You can have worshippers, though. Get more money out of that vassal tribute. Up to 10k, so it's 50% of the income that we get, as compared to the building income of our own territories, which ain't bad, but it'll get better as we get more and stronger vassals. That's the word. Alright, anything else here? No, doesn't look like it. At least nothing that we want to spend a ton of money on. Hopefully there is no rebellion incoming, but we're ending the turn now. Path to Glory buildings, outposts, damage buildings, end turn. And, oh, this army was real. And Emmerich, oh, gotta be kidding me, Emmerich. Yeah, he's gonna ignore the, he's going to ignore the fact that we're gonna take Bone Gulch, and we'll go after Draj. We got payments 3,000 for peace with you. No, Valkia, no. You're great, but no. We want you on the team rather than hanging around out there. Freebooter for Astrogruel and ambush foiled for Archaon. Well, if it was foiled, why are you down here, Emmerich? We can reach him, but then we have to avoid... if only we had Astrogruel for one more turn, but I'm not... yeah. I'm just going to assume that Emmerich will return to the Fortress of Vorag. Confederation between Karazgrag and KHORNE. There's that Khornate stuff that we were looking into. You, unfortunately, can't reach. I'm going to keep you right around here for when Archaon goes for Fortress of Vorag. You're going to take the Bone Gulch. And... close victory. This is going to hurt if we auto-resolve it. You know what, I might do this between the episodes just as a little fight. It's not worth fighting, but I want to preserve the HP so that we can afterwards hopefully do the quest battles, because that would be just swell. Last Defenders encountered. Ooh, Sora Smiter is a great defeat trait, but do we want to go all the way down here with Archaon when we need to send him to the Empire? I guess we don't necessarily have to use Archaon to destroy the Empire. Although it would feel wrong not to. And Harry needs to fight the dead, doesn't he? And Carl, one of his other defeat traits was kill Carl? Kill Carl Franz, yeah. So Harry would be upset if we didn't do it. But we do get bonuses for fighting the Vampire Coast and Tomb Kings. But then who's gonna kill Krokgar and who's gonna kill Khalida? Gotta send somebody down there. Since we're sending Archaon, yeah, we gotta send Archaon to the Empire. It only makes sense. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna call the episode here. By the start of the next episode, I will take Bone Gulch with a quick little, well, not auto-resolve, but me off-screen, so it may as well be auto-resolve for you guys. We'll burninate the rest of Imric's territories, briefly probably loop back around for Goldtooth, and then go this way through the Empire. We have begun our war on Valkia, so next time we will probably continue it, and also start building Jaeger's army up, but at the same time recruiting more Slaneshi stuff for Azazel, so that he has a hammer to actually deal stuff. And we will get Sigvald on the field as fast as we can, in 2 turns in fact, so we may as well start building his army up as well, and recruiting more Slaneshi troops wherever we can, or even basic marauders so that they can be turned into Slaneshi troops as well. I mean, I guess we could go back here, or maybe summon Valmir to recruit some stuff, and maybe even grab this, and somebody is not willing to do it, so that's a possibility. And then there's a decent likelihood we hit Village's Red Fortress and confederate him next turn as well. So everything's going well. Let's hope that it continues to do so, but stay tuned for more Archaon. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.